Hi guys, it's Devang Maheshwari from equialpha.com. If I ask you a question that what's the most critical fundamental reason behind the stock price performance of a company? What derives the stock price performance over long term? That's a very critical question that you should be asking while you are doing any investment analysis or you are looking onto or researching about any company. So if you don't know that answer, then this is the video that will get you an answer. In the 5-step fundamental framework, we discussed about the 5 areas that you need to look upon in the business. The first one was the growth part. If you don't know about the 5-step fundamental framework, then I've dropped the link on the card. You can go and watch that video out. In this video, we'll discuss by way of many examples that why profit growth is the most critical fundamental area for the stock price movement over a long term. So let's start. Why growth is important? Why we are hunting for growth? In the longer term, profit growth and share price growth is directly proportional. And why I'm saying that? Look onto this one. The top 10 wealth creators from 2015 and 2019, and even before that it's been found the same. These are the top 10 biggest wealth creators. This is their price CAGR and profit CAGR. Look onto this, you'll find that both are proportional. By that, it doesn't mean that if the profit of last 5 years is growing by 13%, so price should also grow by 13% only. Don't get stuck into that. Don't get stuck with regard to it. Can be up and down. How much? Maybe 10%, maybe 20% also. But it never happens that profit grows about 13% and this was like 8,000% or 2,000% or 300% also. It will never happen. Longer term profit and price growth, they will match up. In this case, if we'll go through this 10, and then I have a total 100, top 100, which created wealth in this period. Look onto this. Reliance Industries profit after tax growth. This is average growth rate. Average growth rate of 14%. In individual years, it can be different. So it might be a case in 3 years it did nothing, and in 2 years it created huge wealth. But overall, CAGR is coming 14% only. Look on to Reliance, profit after tax 14%, price 24% CAGR. In HDFC Bank, 21% was the profit after tax growth from 2014 to 19, and the price growth was 25%. TCS, 11% profit growth, price growth 13%, 12%, 23, 15%, 17%. Look on to all this. This being the biggest difference. Bajaj Finance, 41% PAT growth and 76% price growth. So it's not an exact 100% thing that it should match number by number. It will be near to it. And why knowing this is helpful to you? Because now you can understand that if the company is growing faster, you can expect the price also to move. The price will only move in the longer term. Okay, we are talking about longer term. And when I say longer term, at least 4 to 5 years or long term. That's why we have taken this 5 years. I'm not saying in particular week movement or particular month, that in a month how much it will move. That's not the case here. That might be different. That might be different. We are talking about a long-term horizon. That's what fundamental analysis is. It's not into the shorter term of 1 month, 2 month, 3 month. It takes care over years. So in the longer term, profit growth and price growth will match. 41%, 76%, 7%, 13, 19, 28, and this Axis Bank minus 4%, 22. An exception. No doubt there will be some exceptions, but you can't predict that this will be an exception. Once you have a knowledge of how it will move, or rather I would say how the history has moved, you can use that knowledge in your further studies. Further studies or future studies also, there will be exceptions, but you actually don't know whether this can be an exception or not. So what's the best chances of creating wealth then? What will be the best chances? To follow history, or to understand all those learnings, or to just make your own assumptions that Yeah, it will still go. It doesn't have, it will still go. No, you can't. 10 is okay. Now look onto this top 100. Price growth, this is 23%. Profit growth 15%. Now this data is more useful. Top 100. The sample is very good now. 100 companies. What we understood from this part is that in the last 5 years, 2014 to 19, and this is the same result we'll find before years also. So we'll not go to all those before years. What you can understand is, in the history, 15% was the average profit growth rate, and the price of these companies grew by 23% on an average. I'm talking about the average, about the masses, which gives you an understanding that this too is directly proportional. And that's why profit growth is important. That's why it is essential. That's why we are talking about the growth, and that's why it is one of the important parameters. So that was about the profit growth and why is it important. However, understand that this is just one of the steps in the 5-step fundamental framework. We talked that there are 5 steps into it, which are 5 areas, and if one is not fulfilling up, then the investment thesis is gone. So you need to look upon all the 5 steps. Growth was just one of it. So just don't take a decision based on profit growth. However, profit growth is of high importance if you are planning to make a decision. That's why you need to look onto it. The second question that should be coming up in your mind right now is, how much profit growth should be called or can be called as good growth? What's the definition of good growth? You understood that growing up good is good, but what amount of percentage growth is good? Or is there anything that can be concluded? The answer to that is yes, there is an answer. If you are interested for knowing about how much growth is good, then please comment below and I'll make a separate video for it, because that's very critical to know. Also, if you like the insight and want to learn deeply about the 5-step fundamental framework and master that framework, or you want to learn about financial modeling, P&L analysis, balance sheet analysis, then consider joining the Financial IQ training program, which in short, in one line, is 0% theory, 100% practical, to take your financial career on the next level. If you like the video, please do subscribe and press the bell icon so that you don't miss another update. Thank you for watching.